Hello guys, today we're talking about Pixar. People, this is gonna be it. Every time I mention Pixar, it's always controversial because I call several of the movies, mainly the first two Incredibles movies and of course Up, overrated. I still think both of those movies are incredibly overrated. But is every Pixar movie overrated? Or the and of course, yeah, Pixar is one of the more innovative companies in movies. Yes, they have gone downhill, and I'm probably gonna show you why they have gone downhill over the years. But today we'll be ranking all. We doing this tier list thing, and we going. I think I was going to do a ranking from best to worst, but I have not seen every Pixar movie, so I'm gonna put the ones I have not seen right here. Here, I do not want to see Toy Story 4. I do not know why and Toy Story 4 is just a cash grab to me. I know everybody else loved it because it's made by Pixar and it's all a masterpiece because they made it, but is every Pixar movie really a masterpiece? Except when you talk about unless they mention cows, they don't like they don't like that movie because they can say it's unoriginal and how bad cows is. I'm also surprised that Planes was not made by Pixar. I'm surprised they didn't make that. But Planes is just a pile of garbage anyways, and so to stay in the garbage where it belongs. I own the first movie, and I don't want to see the second movie at all. Okay, but Planes is not Pixar, so we don't have to mention that movie this time. So good for Planes then. Good for Planes. So first Pixar movie, we're going over by order. So the first movie I think they made was Toy Story. So Toy Story, I'm gonna start the movies with here, detail, just so I can explain them about the movies and what's good, what's bad about each movie. But yeah, Toy Story was a very innovative movie. It was the first 3D animated movie. It had a very very good plot that has been reused in movies before and afterwards. Basically, two characters can't get along, and at the end of the movie, both of the characters get along. Again, Toy Story, I think, is, yeah, classic among movies. It is the first truly 3D animated movie out there, and it actually, like with several other movies that came out at the time, like Jurassic Park and several others, the animation actually still holds up to this day, despite the massive amount of animated movies that look so amazing. This movie still kind of holds up in terms of animation. I think it's gonna be here. Toy Story is probably one of the best movies they ever made. I'm actually gonna look up which one came out next. So I'm gonna go pick some movies and release order. Release order. Yeah, I just did my Marvel tier list. I just did my Marvel tier list. I'm only doing this because Luca is coming out. I'm probably not gonna see Luca unless it comes on TV or something. Because I looked up Luca. It looks like a Aquaman ripoff, but for kids. I know I'm comparing Luca to Aquaman, but Aquaman actually was a good movie. But it seems like Luca's could be Aquaman without all the action, basically, without all the good stuff. Okay, without all the superhero stuff, basically. And yeah, it's gonna be. I don't know. We'll get way until the movie comes out to see how people view the movie. It might be a pile of garbage for all we know. And despite Pixar making it, it might be a pile of complete garbage like Cows Free was. No, not Cows Free. Cows Free was okay. Cows Free, no absolute. we Okay, we're gonna stop comparing with Cows Free. So yeah, next movie is Bugs Life. I actually liked Bugs Life. It was pretty funny. It was pretty good, pretty interesting and original. I've not seen it in such a long time. It's pretty underrated, I think. And yeah, I'm gonna put it B tier. Yeah, B tier. It's pretty reasonable. Okay, because I've not seen it in a while. So next is Toy Story 2. So Toy Story 2, I don't like it as much as the first movie, but it's still pretty fun. So, okay, I could go release order. Next is Monsters Inc. So Monsters Inc. came out before Finding Nemo. I have not seen Monsters Inc. in a long time. I have the movie. Yeah, it's pretty good. pretty good storyline. Basically, yeah. It also got re-released in 2014. I think, yeah, it got re-released in 2014. It was a pretty good movie. It adds pretty good lessons and stuff in the movie. And yeah, next movie on the list is Finding Nemo. Yeah, Finding Nemo is my favorite Pixar movie. I liked watching this, number one, because it's about fish. I liked watching movies about animals, fish, and especially dinosaurs. And yeah, Finding Nemo has always been a classic. And then we have, the most overrated movie of all time, The Incredibles. It's not the worst Pixar movie ever made, but it's definitely one of my least favorite. I already made a review on it. I basically think it's just a poor imitation of the Fantastic Four. I find the whole thing of the superheroes being banned like a completely stupid plot. It's just completely stupid. Why would they ban superheroes? Like in Age of Ultron, I think even Age of Ultron was. In Civil War, I think they did much better. They did that similar plot line much better than The Incredibles, where they said, "Oh, be superheroes. You're not allowed to be superheroes anymore. You're born with superpowers. You can't be superheroes anymore." Like, what kind of stupid plot is that? And this is supposed to be a masterpiece, okay? Why? How is this a masterpiece? Every single time I just think about this movie, it's like, why? I bet we're gonna get a first. I know we all know why they made a second one, because they want to cast in on the whole superhero movie trend. They want to cast in on the whole superhero movie trend. Where with the second one, I'll talk about the second one way later, but next one is Cows. I liked Cows. It's pretty funny. Cows is pretty funny. It's a pretty good movie, as well. Now, next is Ratatouille. I've seen this like 4 times when I was a kid. It was pretty entertaining. It was about a rat trying to become a chef, and the guy doesn't. And of course the guy just wanted to kill him the whole time, and get rid of him and stuff because he's a rat. It was a pretty good and comedic movie. Not one of the best movies, but it's still a pretty good movie. Next is WALL-E. I have not seen this in a while. WALL-E. They had this on TV. Yeah, it's good. It's cute. Kids will like it. Definitely. And of course, we have another overrated movie, and that is Up. Up is pretty overrated. Everyone is gonna put Up's the best Pixar movie ever made because because first 10 minutes of the movie is sad. But what about other movies that have sad moments? People say it's like the saddest movie of all time. Like, seriously, saddest movie of all time. Like, they have not seen any other movies. Literally any other movies. I'm gonna leave that detail for now. But literally any other movies. Yeah, and hopefully YouTube does not pick the thumbnail I put they're still talking about. But like, they have not seen any other movies. Let's just say I'm gonna throw up a few examples, okay? No, just watch movies about, very sad historical events and stuff. Watch some more underrated movies. It's the only reason why this movie is so popular is because of the first 10 minutes of the movie. If it wasn't for that, this movie would just be another generic kids movie. Not much different from a DreamWorks movie. So it's better than The Incredibles. So, yeah, The Incredibles is, yeah, I don't think, it goes above The Incredibles. Next movie in chronological Pixar order is Toy Story 3. Toy Story 3 was pretty good. The villain is hateable. The bear, who they tried doing the same thing again in Incredibles 2. It just failed. Again, I don't like The Incredibles 2 anyways. But, they did the twist villain pretty greatly. Watcho, he was good. He was a good guy. He seems like a kind guy at first, but later it turned out he was the main bad guy of the story. And yes, he was the main villain of the story. And yeah, he's a pretty good twist villain. He's always on my most hated characters list, alongside Chick Hicks from Cars. So yep, next is the most controversial opinion on my list, and that is Cars 2. Cars 2 is B tier. Cars 2, I like this movie. I don't care what you guys say. I like Cars 2. I know everybody else on the internet hates this movie. Everybody else on the internet hates this movie. They hate it because, one, and I'll go over all the reasons why people hate the movie. One, It got a sequel before The Incredibles. Come on. You guys got your sequel anyway 7 years later. So what are you guys crying about? Okay? And Toy Story has 4 movies and a 5th movie coming out. Whereas it's only on Disney Plus. But still, Toy Story is going to have 5 movies by 2022. And people say, but spies, it's unrealistic. And why are they making a movie about cars and about spies? Why are guys complaining? People are really complaining about the fact that there's spy cows. And there's 2, or what people, like, it's stupid. And some people just complain about the comedic parts of the movie. There's comedic parts in Soul, Incredibles 2, Incredibles 1, and every other Pixar movie. But Cars is not allowed to have comedic parts. Like, give me a break. Next is Brave. Yeah, forgettable. Probably the worst out of the movies I talked about so far. What's so great about Brave? It won Best Movie? Really? Best really? Best Animated Movie? Because it's about Scotland? Because they have kids. What was so great about this movie? What was so great about Brave? Okay? Oscar, people. Okay? What was so great about Brave? Okay? What was so great about Brave? Brave. Really? Okay, what movies were competing against Brave? So 2013 Oscars. What movies were competing against Brave on the Oscars? I gotta see this. Gotta see what movies that Brave was competing against. What movies were against Brave on Best Animated Feature? No, not Best Visual Effects. What was Best Animated Feature? Animated short film. Live action short film. Best Animated Feature film. So, yeah, one of them Wreck-It Ralph. How? The other 3 movies, I really never seen those before. Finkerini, Paranorman, The Pirates, Band, and Misfits. I think The Pirates bombed at the box office. But why Brave? I know the Oscars have a obsessive giving Pixar movies, but come on, one of them Wreck-It Ralph. Wreck-It Ralph is a much better movie than Brave. Okay? One of the most forgettable movies I've ever seen in history. Okay? So now let's go back to the list. Yeah. Next is Monsters University. Not as good as the first, but it's still pretty okay. It's still pretty okay movie. Okay, it's basically about the backstory, of course, of Mike and Sully from the first movie and how they had to go to university before they can go to scale class. Oh, I haven't seen Inside Out yet, so I'm gonna put Inside Out and haven't seen. Oh yeah, and Pixar made no movies in 2014. They made absolutely nothing. Then we have The Good Dinosaur, forgettable. I think it's even worse than Brave. I've seen it like 2 or 3 times. But like, I was expecting something similar to like The Land Before Time. That movie is much better. If you want to watch a good dinosaur movie, let's watch The Land Before Time instead. Not 15 sequels. The first movie that is actually good. The first movie. Okay, now it's 15 sequels that they own, like most of them from like when I was a kid. But The Good Dinosaur is not that great. The Good Dinosaur is not that great. Another better dinosaur movie was Dinosaur, and that came out 15 years before The Good Dinosaur. Okay? But yeah, The Land Before Time. If you want to watch a better movie, let's watch that instead. Let's watch Land Before Time instead. The original Land Before Time. Not its 1,500 sequels that we did not need. Okay. Next is Finding Dory. So I liked the first movie. I liked the second movie. I know a lot of people didn't really like this movie for some reason, but I still liked it. It's still a pretty good movie. The new characters are pretty good. They give all the new characters their own character arcs, I liked a lot of new characters. You have Hank the octopus and the other sea creatures in the movie that were introduced. I don't remember their names, but I have not seen this movie in a couple of years either. The Probably have to rewatch it again to refresh my memory. And yeah, that's Finding Dory. Next is Cows Free. What do I? Oh yeah, Cows Free is the worst in the franchise. I don't care what people say. Cows Free is the worst in the franchise. Okay, Cows Free is the worst Cows movie. Okay, man, this movie was not as great as the first two. So basically, it's about Lightning McQueen. He has to compete with these new cows, so he basically almost kills himself, trying to overdo himself, and he can't do better because he's an old model, and that's basically how it is. And basically, it's like stupid stuff. It's basically stupid stuff that doesn't make any sense. Like, oh, he's an old model. I get it. They're trying to say, oh, he's old, so he can't do it anymore. He's an old age. He's an old age of a cow, so he shouldn't be able to do anything anymore. But again, cows can be repaired and made better. So I don't know what they were coming up with Cows Free, okay? And I don't know why we even got a film so early anyways, either, okay? And of course we have Incredibles 2. I think The Incredibles 2 is worse than the first movie. Not as bad, not as bad as Brave and the Good Dinosaur, where Brave got the most undeserving Oscar ever, okay? Yeah, no, wait, that's Suicide Squad. Suicide Squad won an Oscar. I forgot that. Pile of Garbage won an Oscar. Suicide Squad. I forgot that thing existed. And of course, The Shape of Water winning Best Picture. But this one, like, Incredibles. Thank God Spider-Verse won Best Animated Feature over Incredibles 2. Thank God for that. Or else we would have lost all faith in humanity. Because that actually was a good movie, unlike Incredibles 2. Incredibles 2 was even worse than the first. Okay? But at least the superhero, I only made a whole review on that movie, Incredibles 2, and how much of a disaster that movie was. Of course, both Incredibles movies have funny moments, but I just do not like it. The Incredibles is basically just a crappy version of the Fantastic Four, and the whole thing is that superheroes are illegal because they break stuff when they're saving people. Well, if there's a bad guy doing bad things, things are going to be broken. Things are going to be destroyed. It's like, why is that? Like, I get they want to make it something different than just your typical superhero movie. Well, like Batman and Superman. Okay, but that's why. And then this is just basically as a cash grab because of Marvel, and Marvel is so successful. Infinity War's coming out and stuff, and he's like, you know what? Marvel is so successful. Let's bring back the Incredibles because we have all these other superhero movies coming out. We have Aquaman. All the best grossing movies of the year are all superhero movies. So let's try to cast in on the big trend with the superhero movies. And this to me felt like they were trying to cast in on that whole trend of superhero movies, the whole trend of superhero movies coming out. You have a lot of just problems with the movie. Like, for example, Mr. Incredible can't help. Like, they try to, copy the twist villain from Toy Story 3. Well, oh yeah, there's this girl, she's a good guy, but then it's, oh no, she's the bad guy now. She's the villain now. I think it's probably like one of the worst twist villains I think it's worse than Brave. Not as bad, not down with the Good Dinosaur. Okay, and I actually have recorded Coco on TV. I'm probably going to see it. That's going to be in like 10 or 15 days. I'm going to watch that. So, and Inside Out too. I forgot I did that one too, Inside Out. I don't know when that's recording. Probably, if it's tomorrow, I'll watch it tomorrow then. But yeah, I only watched Shrek today. I'll probably do an updated list of DreamWorks movies next. But yep, there we go. Because I've watched a lot more DreamWorks movies over the times, and I'm going to try to find more DreamWorks movies to talk about, because yeah, I've not seen every single movie made by them. But yep, we have the haven't seen section here, which includes Coco, Toy Story 4, so on onward, which are only on Disney Plus, and I don't have Disney Plus, so that's gonna be a problem to see those movies. I know Soul's on Blu-ray, but I don't want to pay $40 to watch to get Soul on Blu-ray. And yeah, but that means though that means by the end of this month I'll probably do a redoing of this tier list to include Inside Out and Coco. Though that'll probably air around vacation time. So that's basically it. Goodbye.